Okay, good evening friends. We'll continue our chemistry session. So last session we have seen the classification of matter, what exactly the chemistry is, how the matter gets classified into two types, physical and chemical classification. We have seen detailed classification. Then we will also study, we have also studied two basic concepts, two properties of matter, fundamental properties and derived properties. Okay, so we have seen some of the examples of fundamental properties as well as derived properties. Then we started measurements in chemistry, so in which we have finished the scientific methods, how to write the numbers in power format. Okay, then now in this lecture we are going to discuss about the significant figures, operations of significant figures, that is addition, multiplication, subtraction and division of significant figures. Then after this we will discuss about some unit convergence, basic unit convergence, which might be useful for numerical solving numericals to all of us. Then we discuss about the laws of various laws of chemical combinations. So in this way we are going to continue this lecture. Okay, so first we are going to study the significant figures. Basically significant figures are known as are basically we can be define them as all certain digits, at least one of them is doubtful. All certain digits, at least one of them will be doubtful, that figures are known as significant figures. For example, there are some rules. We are going to discuss these rules one by one. So first rule is what? All digits, if all, we can write here, if all digits are non-zero, so these are known as significant figures. For example, let us say 4.352. so this is a given number. Okay, so in this number, if we see all these digits are non-zero digits, so I can write significant figure. Short form of significant figure can be written as s dot f dot, which is equal to 4. Just have to count the digits 1, 2, 3 and 4. In these all 4 digits are non-zero. So this, according to first rule, if all digits are non-zero, we can write the significant figure as a 4. Okay, then we will see second rule. All zeros in between non-zero digits are significant. Okay, so means what? For example, let us say 3.008. I will correct it once. 3.008. Likewise, this digit is there. Okay, so let us say this. In this example, if we see, first and last digits are non-zero digits and zeros are trapped in between them. So if these zeros are trapped, or as per the rule, all zero in between non-zero digits, so these zeros in between non-zero digits are also significant. Means I have to count these digits while writing down the significant numbers. Okay, so I can write significant number for this is also 4, because first, second, third and fourth, so these zeros I have to count, I have to consider as a significant figures. So this case is also known as case of trapped zeros. If zeros are trapped in between non-zero digits, then we have to consider that zeros as a significant figures, and we have to write down the significant figure considering these trapped zeros as significant values. Okay, then we will discuss about the third rule. All zeros before non-zero digit are non-significant. Means this word is important here, non-significant. All zeros before non-zero digit are non-significant. For example, so these are according to those rule, if all digits are non-zero, then they are significant figures. Okay, here also all zeros in between non-zero are significant figures. Okay, I can shortly write down here. So now we will see the third rule. All zeros before non-zero digits are non-significant. Okay, I am discussing about this word non-significant. I will give you one simple example. Let us say digit is like this, 0.008. Okay, or I am taking one more zero here. Let us say 0008. Let us say. Okay, so in this digit, if you see, this is non-zero digit 8, isn't it? And all the zeros before this non-zero digit are non-significant. Okay, here we have to be careful. Means what? If the non-zero digit is there and all zeros are before that non-zero digit, we don't have to consider them in the while writing down the significant figures. Okay, so they are non-significant. So significant figure for this number is only 1, isn't it? So this is most important. Means if zeros are before the non-zero digit, we have to neglect them while writing down the significant figure. That is what the rule says. Okay, now we will see next rule, that is fourth rule. All zeros after non-zero digit are significant. Okay, means what? All zeros after non-zero digits are significant. Means, for example, I will again give you example so that it will be more clear for all of you. So let us say 1.8000 is there. Okay, so see, this digit is non-zero digit here, and according to rule, all zeros after non-zero digits are significant. Means after this non-zero digit, there are 3 zeros, but they are significant. Okay, so I am going to write down the significant figure for this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, all zeros after non-zero digits are significant. Okay, if the zeros are before non-zero digits, they are not significant. Likewise, according to third rule. Okay, if all zeros are all zero after non-zero digits are significant. Okay, according to that, for this example, significant figure is a 5. Okay, so in this way we can see, and one more rule is remaining. I will explain you. I will going to explain at this position only. Just okay. If power is available in the digits, let us say, for example, I will give you directly example here. For example, 2.8 into. Okay, I will correct it. 2.8 into 10 raised to 5. For example, such figure is given to you, and we have to say write down the significant figure of this number. Okay, then we have to simply neglect this power term. Okay, means what? We have to consider only this term, and according to that we have to apply these rules. So you will get significant figure of this number. So this is, in this case, significant number is 1 and 2. All two digits are non-zero. So according to the first rule, if digits are non-zero, then significant figure is 2 in this case. Okay, so we have to neglect the power simply. So these are the 5 important rules while writing down the significant figures. Okay, now firstly we have to understand what significant figure is. Then after knowing these rules, we can perform the operations, that is addition, subtraction and multiplication and division also. Okay, so first rule, all digits are non-zero, then they are significant. Okay, according to this, for example, you can take any one example. If all digits are non-zero, you have to simply count that digits and write it down. Okay, so like I did here, significant figure is 4. Second, all zeros in between non-zero digits are also significant, means trapped zeros, isn't it? So considering this as a significant figure, I am going to write significant figure as a 4, because 1, 2, 3 and 4, I have to consider these zeros. Third rule, all zeros before non-zero digits are non-significant. Okay, here we have to consider, if before zeros are there, before non-zero digit, if zeros are there, we have to neglect them. We don't have to consider while writing down significant figure. So in this example, significant figure is only 1. Okay, so fourth case we have also discussed. Fourth rule, all zeros after non-zero digits are significant. Means if Likewise, 1.800 is there and zeros are available after non-zero digit. We have to consider them while writing down the significant figure. Okay. And fifth rule, and because of limitation of space I can't write it down, you just have to remember this. According to this rule, if power term is available, we have to neglect this power term and write down the significant figure of this term only. Okay, according to the previous rules. So in this case, 2.8 into 10 raised to 5 is there. So I have to neglect this power term, 10 raised to 5 or whatever it may in your example. In this case, it is 10 raised to 5. I am going to neglect it and just write down. I am going to consider this term only, and I am just going writing down considering this term for which significant figure is 2. So in this way, you can easily calculate the significant figures. All certain digits, at least one of them is a doubtful. Likewise, so they are known as significant figures. Okay. Now we will proceed operations on significant figures. Okay. First operation we are going to see addition or subtraction. Now we have seen how to write the significant figures. Now we are going to see the operations, how to calculate if addition or subtraction we have to do for significant figures. Okay, so I will give you some examples through which I can explain you this with an easy way. So first example I am going to discuss with you is addition of significant figures. So in which first figure is given as 23.2, second figure is given as 4.65, and third given as 3.267. Okay, so we have to add them all considering addition of significant figures. Okay, so if we see, firstly we have to do addition as it is, as usual. While writing down the answer, we have to be careful. Okay, first I will add them all. So before addition, I will here if you see, after decimal point one digit is there, isn't it? I just wrote in bracket. I'm going to write in bracket. Okay, so second, after decimal point you will get 2 digits, and after this, for this figure after decimal point there are 3 digits. Okay, now I'm going to add them all. 7 as it is, 5 plus 6 11, 1 is remaining, 2 1 3 6 9 11, again 1 is remaining, 4 plus 4 8, 8 plus 3 11, again 1 is remaining, and 3. So this becomes 31.117. Okay, now these significant figures, why we are writing down significant figures? Because we are always interested to know the precise answer. Means what? After decimal points, at what after what decimal or after what digits should I stop? Okay, with the accurate way. So in this way we can see, if we see the first figure, after decimal point 1 digit is there. Okay, I wrote here, after for this example 2 digits are there after decimal point, and here 3 digits are there. Okay, now out of these 3 we have to consider minimum digit. Okay, so here you will see in this example 1 digit is there after decimal point, so we have to restrict our answer up to this 1 digit. Okay, considering considering these 3 minimum digits after decimal point are 1, so I have to stop after 1 decimal place. Okay, so in this way I can write significant figure is, or answer of this addition is 31.1. Okay, and I know that as per the rule of significant figures, if all digits are non-zero, then I can write significant figure. Therefore significant figure equal to 1 2 and 3. So this is what you have to calculate. Okay, means what you have to add these figures as usual, and consider this criteria. Yes, the decimal, after decimal point how many digits are there, and you have to select minimum digits after decimal point and mark here, and that will be your answer. Okay, and you have to write down the significant figures based on your answer. So this is how simple it is. Okay. Now most of the times what will happen, according to the principle of rounding off, here we have to do some changes. Okay, we will see these changes in our next example. Okay. So in this way you have to add or subtract. So for subtraction it is also you have to follow the same procedure. Means minimum, you have to identify minimum digits after decimal place, restrict your answer according to them, and count the significant figures as per the rules which of significant figures which I earlier taught to you all. Okay. Now we will discuss second example. Okay, I will give you one more example to you all. So in this example, problem is like this: 46.04 is the first digit figure. 46 point sorry 46.04. Second one is 2.364, and third one is given as 3.7721. 3.7721. Okay. Now you have to add this. Before this, I just wrote here. I'm going to write down here the number of digits after decimal place. Sorry. So here if you see, two digits are there after a decimal point. Here you will observe three digits, and here you will get four digits after a decimal point. Okay. So I'm going to add them all. First, 1 as it is. 4 plus 2 6. 6 plus 4 10, 17, 1 is remaining. 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 7 11, isn't it? 1 is remaining. 7 2 9 9 3 12, 1 is remaining. 52.1761 is your answer. Okay. Now if we see, according to our criteria, what I am considering minimum digits after decimal place and restrict my answer. Okay. So here if you see, two digits are minimum out of these three values. So I am going to restrict our answer at this position. Okay. So actually my answer should be 52.17, and for which significant figure is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. So significant figure for which is 4. Okay. Now here, according to the, we have to consider principle of rounding off as well here. Because see, if we see this digit means we have restricted our answer up to this 1 7, but after this 7, their next digit is 6, which is greater than 5. If this digit is greater than 5, what we did, according to the principle of rounding off, we just add one more digit in this digit, that is adjacent digit. Okay. So according to that, it should not 1 7, it should be 1 8. Okay, and there will be no change while writing down the significant figures. Okay, because I am going to replace this 7 by 8 only, because this digit is greater than 5. Okay. Now most of the times students confuse, so I will give you in detail explanation of this. If let us say this digit is greater than 5, so accordingly I am going to add this 1 in this digit. Okay. If this digit is less than 5, there is no need to add, isn't it? Means if instead of this 6, if there is a 4, then there is no need to correct this 52.17 as it is. Okay. But if this digit is greater than 5, according to that I am going to add here. Now what will happen if this digit is exactly 5? Isn't it quite interesting? So what we have to do here, then if this digit is 5, we have to consider this number. If this number is odd number, we have to add here 1, isn't it? So in this case 7 is odd number, I am going to add one more when this digit is exactly 5. Okay. Not in this case, I am just explaining to all of you. Just if this digit is exactly 5, what I have to add one more digit in the x number, in the previous number. And if this digit is exactly 5, but this digit is even digit, isn't it? Then there is a node change. Your answer will be as it is. Okay, just for your information. So in this case, as this digit is more than 5, and you have to add one more digit. Okay, so in this way you can add and write down the significant figures. Okay, just we have to write down these values, make addition as usual. Just we have to consider the minimum decimal places, and according to that you have to restrict your answer, and principle of rounding, according to the principle of rounding off, you just have to write down the correct answer, precise answer, and then based on this you have to write down the significant figures. Okay, now after this addition and subtraction, you can subtract, you can perform the subtraction operation similarly. Okay, you have to identify minimum decimal places, mark accordingly, and according to rounding off principle you will get your answer. Okay, then what I will do, I will take some examples of multiplication. Okay, so according to the multiplication or division of significant figures, so I am giving this as a equation number 2, isn't it? That is method number 2, we can say. Multiplication or division, we can say, of significant figures. Okay, for which again we will see one or two examples, so it will be clear for you all. So let us say 42.6 and 2.4. I have to multiply them. Okay, so in this example I just have to write down the significant figures of each number while you are multiplying or dividing the significant figures. Okay, while you are doing such operations, we can say. So in case of 42.6, significant figure is, all digits are non-zero digits. You just have to count and write it down. So it is 3, isn't it? And in this case significant figure is only 2, because 2 non-zero digits are there. Both 2 digits are there, and both are non-zero digits. So I can write significant figure as a 2. Okay, so you just try to write down the significant figure in this operation. Then do as usual multiplication. Okay, so if I will multiply, I will get this answer as a 102.74. 102.74. Okay, here once you will get this answer, you have to see the significant figures, minimum significant figures, we can say. Okay, out of these two, minimum significant figure is this 2. So you have to restrict your answer up to, so that you have to write it down the answer in a correct way, so that the significant figure of answer is also this with minimum 2 digits, isn't it? So according to this, if we see, for this answer significant figure is 5, and I am interested to know the significant, I just want to know significant figure should be 2 only, because as per my criteria minimum significant figure is 2 here. So I am just writing down this answer as a, I just restrict this answer at this position. So correct answer should be 10 only. Why 10? Because significant figure is 2 here. Okay, considering this minimum value, I am going to correct my answer, and for which significant figure is 2 only. So in this way you can perform the multiplication or division of significant figures. Means what? We have to write down the significant figures of given numbers and identify minimum of them, and do as usual operation, either it is multiplication or division. Then your answer, whatever the answer you will get, you have to restrict your answer up to minimum significant value. So what I did here, I restrict my answer up to 2 digits, because both digits are either these digits are, one digit is 0 and one is non-zero, but this, considering our rule, 0 after non-zero digits are significant. So according to that, I just write here significant figure is 2. Okay, so in this way again we can see one more example, so it will be more clear for all of us. So second example is 3.61 into 1.2. I will write this, I can write it again. Another example here, so that is 3.61 into 1.2. 3.61 into 1.2. Okay, here significant figure is what? 3, 1, 2 and 3. Here significant figure is 2 only. So just multiply, 12 ones are 12, 1 is remaining, 12 6 are 72, 1 73, 7 is remaining, 12 3 are 36, 36 plus 7, that is 43. Your answer is 43.32 actually, but as per the decimal points, it should be 4.332, isn't it? So this is what your answer is. But according to the minimum significant figure, this is the minimum significant figure. So now in order to write down your answer with minimum significant figure, I just have to restrict my answer at this position, so that 4.3 is the correct answer. Okay, so precise answer I will say. Then significant figure here is 2. Means what, you have to choose the answer out of the, or you have to write down this answer such that significant figure is minimum significant figure out of these two. So yeah, if I will restrict this, these two zeros are non-zero digits, these two digits are non-zero digits, and I will get this answer as a significant figure. 4.3 as the answer, and significant figure is 2, which matches with the minimum significant figure criteria. Okay, so in this way you can multiply and divide the significant figures in a very easy way. Okay, then you can solve as many examples as you can, we can say. Then after this we are going to see some unit conversions. Okay, this is all about significant figures. So first step, we must know the rules of significant figures. Then and then only we can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of significant figures. After this we are going to discuss about some unit conversions. See, these unit conversions are most important. Most of the times what will happen, students take it casually, and while writing down the answer, particularly numericals, they do the major mistakes there. Okay, so this is very simple. Once you will come to know, you can easily convert the units in your numericals basically. For example, I will give you some of the numericals. Let us say or unit conversions. Let us say I am measuring length. Okay, here I will try to explain you the units of the length in its conversion, then units of the pressure and its conversion, and units of the volume at last. Okay, firstly we will discuss about the length. So let us say this common unit 1 kilometer, we write it down as a 10 raised to 3 meter or 1000 meter, isn't it? Then similarly 1 centimeter is 10 raised to minus 2 meter, and 1 millimeter, it should be 1 millimeter will be 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Similarly I can write this 1 micrometer, which is equal to 10 raised to minus 6 meter. Similarly 1 nanometer is 10 raised to minus 9 meter. So these are all units of these units are about we are going to discuss about the units of length only. Okay, so in this section then we will see pressure and then volume. Then most common unit 1 Armstrong is 10 raised to minus 10 meter. You might have used these units before, but those students who are having confusion, just note it down or take snapshot of this. Okay, then we will discuss most common unit as 1 miles equal to 1.6 kilometer. So in this way these are the very most commonly used units in our subject. Okay, so when we are measuring the length, we have to know these units. Then we will discuss about the pressure. Most of the times pressure is given in atmospheric pressure unit, that is, let us say 1 atmospheric pressure. Actually 1 atmospheric pressure equal to 1.008 bar. Okay, bar is also unit of pressure. Then we can write this as a 760 millimeter of mercury or Hg, isn't it? Then it is also written as 76 centimeter of Hg, isn't it? The scale is there on which mercury is shifting, and it indicates the 1 atmospheric pressure. If it is 760 mm of Hg, we can say this pressure as a 1 atmospheric pressure. Or it is 76 centimeter of Hg, we can say 1 atmospheric pressure. You might have seen this mercury in while measuring the blood pressures, isn't it? Then we will have one more important unit, that is 760 torr. Torr is also important unit of pressure. 1 atmosphere equal to 1 atmospheric pressure equal to 760 torr. Then most common unit is 10 raised to 5 Pascal, isn't it? Pascal is the unit of pressure again. 1 atmospheric pressure equal to 10 raised to 5 Pascal. So in that way you can measure the pressure, out of which you if you know the unit conversions, you can easily solve the problems based on such units. Okay, so this is important again. 760 torr is equal to 1 atmospheric pressure. Then we will see unit of volume. So most common unit is 1 liter, is 1000 ml, and this is most common unit and mostly it is used. Then we can say 1 liter of atmosphere, sorry, 1 liter of atmosphere, which is equal to 101.32 joules. 101.32 joules. This is most important unit. Okay. Now these units are most important while solving the numericals particularly. Okay. So it will be useful in all subjects, I can say. For physics it will be useful, for chemistry it is obviously it is useful. So let us say some examples based on these units, so that it will be clear for you, so you can easily remember these units. Okay.